Hey guys, happy Thursday, and we're going to be working on the Romanian deadlift this week. We've been doing sumo deadlifts, so this is going to be a little bit of a variation. This is a great way to build strength and flexibility in your posterior chain. So let's take a look at it. The way it works is you start by standing up with it first. So the movement actually starts and finishes here, and then it's a deadlift down with very little knee bend. All right, so if you have tight hamstrings, you're going to be limited in your range of motion. So feet are right under the hips. Watch, I'm really focusing on pushing my hips back. If you look at my knees, they're slightly bent, just unlocked. My back is nice and flat, and then stand back up. What we want to avoid is doing a regular deadlift where I bend the knees a lot more. Okay, so you're only working, so go from like a locked out position and just unlock the knees and send the hips back. Everything is pushing the hips back, keeping the chest pulled up. We definitely don't want to do that either. Right, so we're really focusing on keeping the midline tight. 8 reps, feel that nice stretch in the hamstring. For those that are really flexible and you can get all the way to the ground, just stop an inch short, or you can even stand on plates to work that end range. But we don't want to touch the ground at the bottom. We want to keep tension in the hamstrings the whole time. And we're going to do 8 reps for 4 sets. So that's going to be our strength for today. Let's talk conditioning. So we have a fun pyramid style workout today. It'll be 3 movements. It's going to be double unders, front rack dumbbell lunges, and devil's press. The way it's going to go is we're going to start with 60 double unders and then do 20 lunges. That'll be 10 on each leg. Then we'll go to 40 double unders, 10 devil's press, and then we go the opposite back to where we started. 40 double unders, 20 lunges, 60 double unders. All right, so let's talk about the double unders first. So always focusing on keeping the rope moving. So for those that are just starting, they're just working on their single jump. Look, notice where my elbows are. The wrist is moving the rope, and my chest stays upright, okay? So typically when people do singles, they'll do twice as many reps per round, all right? So that's one option if you're just learning position. From there, we're gonna work in some double unders. Really focus on keeping the chest up. You're gonna do singles and then try to get a double in between, okay? And when you do something like that, you might start with doing half as many reps per round because the singles don't count. You're just gonna do the doubles, but it's a lot of jumping, so just do less reps for that. If you're just learning and trying to get into the repetitive double unders, you have on and off days, just practice for about a minute to 90 seconds on each set of double unders and just see how far you get and then move on. Just take your wins and then don't stress about the number of reps that you do. But again, focus on keeping the chest tall. When you're first learning, if you need to tuck the feet a little bit more, that's fine, but avoid dropping your chest down. That's the big killer for the movement, okay? So that's gonna be our doubles. After that, the first movement that we'll work in is the front rack dumbbell lunge. So holding the dumbbells up here, these are meant to be relatively heavy. It's going to be tap the knee and then stand back up. Okay? Notice at the bottom, my shin is about vertical. I'm pressing through both the back toe and the front foot all the way back up to a standing position. This will be 10 on each leg. Make sure you don't stand on a tightrope, so when you step back, don't be one foot in front of the other. You want to make sure you have a little bit of distance to create a nice stable foundation. Tap the knee every single time. Okay, and then it's back to double unders. In the middle is going to be those nasty 10 devil's press. Okay, so let's take a look at the devil's press. I'll show from the side. Okay, it's basically a burpee holding dumbbells. So kick back, lay down, jump forward into a wider position, swing the dumbbells overhead. Okay, so again, the trick here is that part of going from the ground to overhead. So I'm going to load them back to really load my posterior chain, swing and keep the dumbbells close to me, and then I press it out to finish at the top. Okay? So we don't want to bring the dumbbells to the shoulder and then overhead. It's one big movement. So when you're learning and practicing, you can just go from here, that flat back, swing, and straight up. Try to avoid swinging like a kettlebell where you come way out in front of you. Okay? It's going to be typically too heavy for that to work, and it's not very efficient. So keep it tight. You just practice that part of the movement. 10 reps. These won't be very quick if it's heavy. Rest as needed, and then you go backwards through it all. So that is our conditioning. Let's talk about our finisher. So our finisher today will be 2 movements. It's going to be 15 single leg hip thrusts on each leg. So again, most people will be using a bench for this. Okay, we're going to drop our hips down, drive up, try to keep that neutral spine, so chin tucked the whole time. Okay, 15 each leg. If you want to, you can put a weight here and add weight. Okay? After 15 each leg, you're going to do a 30-second star plank on each side. This is a side plank, basically, but lifting the top leg. So this is hard. So for many people, just holding a side plank might be the scale that they choose. Okay, so star plank is starting in a side plank. So if this is hard for you to hold for 30 seconds, just start with this. For some people, if you split your feet, that's going to be easier. Okay, the actual star plank will be lifting the leg and holding in this position. So that's much more challenging. You're going to do 30 seconds on each side, but again, start with some quality and then go up to the star plank as the prescribed variation. So that's it, 3 rounds, rest as needed, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.